now, since we did this this Mishnah, maybe we'll just review what it says in the Mishnah over here. We're on Mem Hey Amid Beis. The Mishnah is in the middle of the page. And we basically have three opinions over here, three different Tanoim. So the Mishnah says, Koshu Balo b'Moseira, Nalu b'Fanav Karoi. Person tied up the animal and locked the gate in front of him. Rashi says it's only really a Shmir Pachusa, because the gate could fall down in anything which is stronger than a normal wind. The animal got out and did damage, did hezek. So Rabbi Meir says the owner will be liable, whether it's a tam, whether it's a muad. Rabbi Yehuda says if it's a tam, he'll be liable, but if it's a muad, he'll be potter, because the pasuk says lo yishmerenu balav v'shamorhu. Pasuk says by shor muad that he didn't offer the proper guarding of the animal, and Rabbi Yehuda says in this case the animal was guarded, so therefore he'll be exempt if it was a muad. There's no proper shmira for an animal that's a muad except the butcher's knife. So if the animal did damage, the owner will be liable. Okay, so I'm not going to go through these drushes again. The Gemora darshaned what's the reasoning of Reb Meir and Rabbi Yehuda. Let's go past that to, it says V'chitema. Now, V'chitema is 1, 2, 3 wide lines down from where the lines become wide in the Gemora. And it's the last two words on that line. Okay, you got the place, Roy?
Yes.
Okay, Roy didn't read last time, so Roy's going to start today. That's right, Hashem.
V'chitema nikcha l'sayim l'sam nikcha l'mod. And if you should argue that there's a shava between the goring of a tam and the goring of a mod, teachers are just unless they're guidance advisors, the mod starts first for a tam. Haim mod. No, haim. No, it's not haim. Ha. Miat. The merciful one limited this invitation to a muad, stating below Yishmar nu, and you did not guard it. Lazeh laha, indicating that the limitation applies only to this one, the muad, and not to the other tongue.
Okay, what's the Gemora's question over here? The Chitema. The Gemora's asking a question.
You have this. There's sort of a principle that the tam and muad should have the same rule. Gicha l'tam, gicha l'muad. You learn one from the other. So if the gicha l'tam and the gicha you're learning one from the other, shouldn't they have the same din? And they don't have the same din. You have the din. This is according to Rabbi Yehuda. According to Rabbi Yehuda, there's a din that the tam is chayiv and the muad is pata. Now, how could that possibly be if you're going to learn that they should have the same din?
Okay.
That was Lou's question.
Okay, let's see the Rashi. Sally, you want to read the Rashi? Chitema.
Chitema. Nelef negicha. Tam Nami Sagi Lei Bechusa.
Oh. What's Rashi explaining the Gemara's question? Itema, if you'll ask the following question, Nelif, let's derive out from this Gezerah Shava of Negicha Negicha. It says Negicha by Shor Tam, it says Negicha by Shor Mu'ed. The Tam Nami, the Tam also, this Gele, Bipchusa, it'll be sufficient for the owner to offer a Chusa, a Shmir Pchusa, a minimal guarding. Now, this is the opposite of the way the Gemora learned the Gezerah Shava when it brought the Gezerah Shava to explain the view of Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Meir holds that both a tam and a muad need a shmira ma'ula. And that was because we were learning out the din from the pasuk of Lo Yishmerenu by Shor Muad that said that that we learned out from that pasuk that by a Shor Muad you need to do, the owner needs a shmira ma'ula, a superior guardian, right? And since it says negicha negicha, so we connect up the parsha of the tam with the muad, and according to Rabbi Meir, we say that also the tam also should have a requirement of shmira ma'ula. Even though without the Gezerah Shava, we would have said that the tam only requires a shmira chusa. But the Gezerah Shava is what's saying, let's say that the tam should also have to have a shmira ma'ula. The Gemora now is saying, one second, there's another way to learn this Gezerah Shava. Learn the Gezerah Shava in the opposite direction. Say that we should learn the halacha of what level of shmir is required from the short tam. In the short tam, the level of shmir that's required is a minimal guardian, a shmir pchusa. So let's say that we'll learn out that also the din will be that by a shor mu'ed. Shor mu'ed would also need only a shmira pchusa. That's the way Rashi is explaining the Gemara's question. No? The tema neilif negicha negicha, the tam nami liskele b'pchusa. And the tam should also have no more than a pchusa.
Yeah, we're still learning from this way. That's not from tam to wood. We're learning from wood to tam. Because it's saying that if it's saying the lo yishmerenu in the pasuk is saying that the only time a muad will be chayiv is if you did a ma'ula. So therefore, if you would do a tetucha, the chusa, for a muad, it should be pata. So what we're saying then is that the concept of the reverse case is therefore, since the muad, it works the same way in a tam. So the tam only needs a bechusa.
I don't really understand Rashi. We said that
it says the tam nami lasagi. It's the tam also, it's sufficient bechusa. So that means if the tam also is sufficient bechusa, the tam is also sufficient. It means that he's got the same rule as what the muad had, which would have been Chusa. It was all that was really was necessary, normal. I mean, it makes it harder. The whole problem you have is because this whole thing you learned before was this the miyut. You know, you're getting off the hook on the miyut, the rebooting. It seemed to be that whole part is the counterintuitive part. Why all of a sudden am I going to say that a mu'ed is pata? A mu'ed's pata because there's two editions. You know, the two editions of it. The two editions. That has to be ma'ula, and then he's not guarding it. So those two editions lead to the mu'ed, saying that he's pata.
So this question is being asked on Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda held that a shore tam requires shmir ma'ula, but a shore mud only requires a shmir pchusa.
Right.
But he didn't mention anything, Rabbi Yehuda, about a gezer shava. He didn't learn the gezer shava. So now the Gemora is asking, according to Rabbi Yehuda, who holds that a shor mu'ed only requires a shmir pchusa, let's learn the gezer shava to say also that a shor tam only needs a shmir pchusa.
Right.
The same way that Rabbi Meir learned from shor mu'ed what the din is by a shor tam, let Rabbi Yehuda also learn from shor mu'ed what the din is by shor tam. But since Rabbi Yehuda holds that intrinsically a shor mu'ed only requires a shmir pchusa, so the gezer shava will work according to Rabbi Yehuda to say that also the shor tam will only require a shmir pchusa. That's the Gemara's question on Rabbi Yehuda. The question is being asked on Rabbi Yehuda. Okay, back to Roy. What's the Gemara? Answer, Roy. Miyet, Rachmana.
Before that.
It's right in the middle of this sentence. First word in the sentence is Nagicha Latam. No.
Before that.
Before that.
The law.
Ham miyet.
What?
Ham miyet. A few words before. 7, 8 words before.
Miyat. Miyat. Rachamana. The merciful one gives limitation to the Lord by stating the law Yishmerenu, and he did not guard it. Lazeh, the law, the Achar, indicating that the limitation applies only to this one, the Lord, and not to the other, the tongue.
Okay. So the words of the pasuk make the gezer shava impossible to say. Let's see Rashi. Phil.
That's the next line in your life.
Oh, that's the okay. Okay, so the Gemara is answering miyet rachmana v'lo yishmerenu. The Torah says and he did not guard it, meaning this animal. This pasuk, if you have a Torah or Sholem, you can see the whole pasuk. Kind of hard to appreciate what the Gemora is saying if you don't have the pasuk. The pasuk starts off, "O noda kishor noga hu mitmoshel sham," or it's known that the shore is a goring animal. It's already gored 3 times. It's been testified against. It's been made of wood. And after that, lo yishmerenu. And after that, the owner did not guard it, this animal that had been made a shore wood. So then the pasuk says, "Shalom yishalem." So the Gemara says, by virtue of the fact that this pasuk here says "V'lo yishmerenu," that and he didn't guard it, the animal that had been made a muad, in other words, then he'll have to pay in this case. So, according to the way Rabbi Yehuda learns this pasuk, that it means that he didn't guard it at all. So therefore, a shmira pechusa would have gotten him off the hook. So, but the pasuk is saying only in this din, Yishmerenu. He didn't guard this shor muad, but it's not saying that it's not meaning we can't learn anything from to another pasuk to a din of a shor town. To this animal, all you need is a shmir pechusa, but not v'lo la'acher, not to another animal, not to a town. Okay, so that's answered. Now the Gemara has another question. V'ha miboile. Phil.
V'ha miboile. Lav. But it's like ha, but behold, don't we need that for the lav? I don't know what we call the lav. You need it for the not part of it, the no portion of it. I mean, don't we need it for the not guarding, I guess? That he didn't guard it, for not guarding.
So the Lord is asking, how can we say that we're going to learn from Lo Yishmerenu to exclude a short time from the chiyuv of Shmir Ma'ula?
That sort of answers what it thinks about it. If so, Nichtov Rachman, the pasuk should have written V'lo Yishmor, meaning guard. My V'lo Yishmor, what does it mean? It didn't guard it. V'zev V'lo, that means for this one, and V'lo L'achar for the muad, and not for the time.
Boile L'la. What do we mean when we say we need it for the law?
Should I see if the Rashi helps on this or not?
Yeah, let's see the Rashi, okay.
Rashi, Vaha, oh, Lo Yishmerenu, this Lo Yishmerenu, we need that for the law. Koloma to say, Lagufia for itself. Imo Shomeru Shmir Ma'ula. If you didn't do a Shmir Ma'ula, l'chayev, to make him chayim, the Darshinin Bey, we made a Darshan, a Ribui, Acher Ribui, Miuta, we do an addition over addition. It only means that we could limit it. The time, for a time, Ma'ale, how is it, so to speak? How does it work for a time? Because the time doesn't have this midui achari midui. It only occurs in the muad case.
Wow. This is really remote. code the Gemora will not know. Whew. Basically, the Gemara is questioning the answer that we just gave. Gemara just gave an answer that said, let's just back up the steps to try to figure out what's going on over here. The Gemara, before we said this Baha, we had said that we learned from Lo Yishmerenu that only that requirement of Shmira Bechusa, that's only referring to a muad. Shmira Bechusa will do only for a muad. Lo Yishmerenu. He only guarded, and he didn't guard that animal. What about a tam? Oh, Pasuk does not say anything about that. It's Dafka saying that the din is like that Dafka by this animal that we're talking about in this Pasuk. So therefore you cannot make, it's sholel the possibility of making a Gzera Shava. It's saying don't learn a Gzera Shava. The more asks, how come you don't learn a Gzera Shava? The answer is, because we have this pasuk Lo Yishmerenu that says don't learn the Gzera Shava. That din only applies to the muad, not to the tam. Okay. Now, where did we go from there? It says the Gemara Bahomi Boile Lelav. You need it, whatever it is, for a lav. Whatever the lav is, whatever that means. What did Rashi say this means? Kloima. Lo Yishmerenu min boile lelav. Kloima. L'kufe. We need this Lo Yishmerenu l'kufe for the din of the muad itself. What the Gemara was doing before was saying that we learned from Yishmerenu to exclude learning also to short time. Says the Gemara, no, you can't do that because you need that phrase in the pasuk to learn the gufe. We need it for the din of the shor muad himself to tell me that what? That he's that there's only a shmir pchusa. Lo, I'm reading the Rashi again. Lo shamru shmir mu'ula. And if he won't guard a shmir mu'ula, l'chayev, he'll be chayev. That's what the pasuk in a vacuum would be telling me, that he would need to do a shmir mu'ula actually. So how do we get to say that the animal only requires a shmir pachusa? That's based upon drushes. Kashinin bei riboy achar riboy. The marba, this animal for a shmir mu'ula, I guess. Umiruta the tam minale. So therefore, the miut that we want for the tam to say he's excluded from the din of shmir pachusa, minale. Where are we going to learn that from? We don't have anywhere to learn it from because we can't learn it from here. We can't not learn it from here. Okay, Roy. Well. No, Thursday? Okay. Okay, so we'll see you tomorrow.
I don't remember why, but
Something needs to be done on Thursday.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, done for me. Right. Okay.
Oh, okay. But we still have Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
No, so.
There's Rosh Hashem. Okay. See you then. Okay. Okay, this Gemora is difficult. Not so clear to follow. So the Gemara asks, "V'hami boy leilalav." We need it legufe, says Rashi. To be machayav the nezek that a muad does if he doesn't guard a shmir ma'ula. And then, as a result of the drush of ribu achar riboy, we that knocks it down to a shmir pechusa. That all we need is a shmir pechusa for a muad. So, if so, then that's what Rashi says, that at the end of the day, to make a miut for a shmira pahusa of a tam, minale. Where are we going to learn that from? We don't have any limud for that now. The limud has been used up for a shor muad. Bottom line, without understanding it admittedly 100%, the bottom line comes out that we don't have anywhere to learn. We don't have this limit of lo yishmerenu to learn to be mamait shor tam. So answers the Gemara what? In Cain. Let's read further, Phil.
Okay, if so, the pasuk should have said lo yishmor, and not the pasuk should have said you didn't guard, not that you should remember. My below, why does it say we didn't guard? It means for the zeph. For this one, below and not, which is the muad, below lecher, and not the other. It makes specifically the it referring to the specific muad the pasuk is talking about, and not a tam. Tam, it's not a general rule.
Right. To just learn it, the gufe, for the din of the shor muad itself, without the exclusion of a shor tam, would have been sufficient to say below yishmor. This did it said below shmerenu, he didn't guard it. So that's what allows us to make a miut. It's coming to be mamayit.
Now the mayat here, according to the Rashi here, is a Rashi and the Lazet, is mayadati l'ptucha pechusa v'lo lecher. So this exclusion that says you only need a shmira spesut, but the pechusa for only works with a muad.
Yeah, right.
V'lo lecher, not for a tam. The tam would still have needed the ma'ula.
Right.
Which is why he would be chayav.
Right.
Because he had done the pechusa and didn't do the ma'ula.
Right. Okay. So the Gemara is arguing back and saying that no, in fact, this that says lo shmirenu, there is a miut. Because if it wasn't coming to be mamayit, it would have just said below yishmor. Okay. So we defended at the end of the day. We defended the limud of Rabbi Yehuda. He doesn't. He's got a miut for Tom, and therefore he does not learn for a gezer shavah. Question would be: so what about Rabbi Meir? And Rabbi Meir's chumash it also says lo yishmeren. So why does Rabbi? How is it that Rabbi Meir is able to learn a gezer shavah?
Try to explain the reason they do it. They have their two different opinions. You can't make one the other opinion. Each one says, Rabbi Meir says one, Rabbi Yehuda says the other, and each one has their reason for it. Rabbi Meir used the Gezer Shavah, and Rabbi Yehuda actually used the Gezer Shavah different things. Rabbi Meir used the Gezer Shavah in order to make them both.
Only Rabbi Meir used the gezer shavah.
No, he used.
Or is answering for Rabbi Yehuda that
Rabbi Yehuda uses
no gezer shavah. It's not possible to make the gezer shavah.
Oh, actually, maybe
We have a miut over here to say only
okay.
for muad that din is Pchusa, but lo la'achar, not to a short time. Okay, the Gemora doesn't ask the question, I see. The Gemora now going to Rabbi Eliezer. Oh, Bryson, okay. Let's see, let's maybe... Okay, Tanya. Salah, you want to...
No, I can't focus in on this Gemara for some reason.
It's a hard Gemara.
That's it.
It's really not so easy. It's pretty hung up with drushes over here. Okay.
I have to leave there. This is not Rabbi Eliezer. This is a new opinion. This is Rabbi Eliezer
Rabbi Yaakov.
Rabbi Eliezer and Yaakov saying something else. So we had 3 opinions before. We now come up with a 4th opinion. We're saying a new thing.
Oh, he's the most makel of all of them.
Yeah, because this is Tucker.
He says both of them need only a shmir pchusa.
Yeah. So he's coming up with a new thing all of a sudden.
Okay.
Okay, go.
Oh, yeah.